Help support our coverage with PureVPN, the fast, secure way to protect your connection at home or on the go. Get exclusive savings now at techpodcast.com/PureVPN. For now, we have our next guest here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Scott, and you?
I'm doing well. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
So, first of all, thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm Antonio Sciuto, the CEO of ELAI, the data science agent.
All right, and tell me about that.
So, ELAI, it's an autonomous agent that combines two very powerful engines, a reasoning engine of data science, so all the best practice of data science are together, and a machine learning that basically execute the task that the reasoning will identify as priority in order to clean, enrich, and put together a scalable data model to produce predictive AI models.
Okay, hold on. I want to make sure I heard you right on this. You've built an AI to build AI.
It's basically an autonomous data science agent that will basically cover the end-to-end workflow from data integration, data cleaning, data enrichment, deployment of predictive models, backtesting, and maintenance of those models in production.
Okay. All right, so let's build our own fake workflow here, and let's talk about how this works. We want to have, I'm going to keep using it because they're right there, QNX. We want to have an agent for them, for people who have bought a new car that has a new infotainment system in it, and they have no idea how to use it.
Perfect.
Excellent.
So they are already customers, or are prospect, they are already customers?
Yeah, they've bought a car that has QNX as their infotainment system.
Fantastic.
I'm pretty sure that's what they do.
Yes. So let's assume that this is a case of cross-selling of products across an existing customer base on an existing list of customers or leads that they have. Technically, what you are building is a next product to buy. So the thing that will be done is first taking the customer base that they have, combining with potential other data. So the agent automatically has 650 indicators, socio and economics indicator that will be combined to enrich and increase the ability to predict what is the right product to be sold to each one of them. Okay. So the first step will be to look at this data, combining this data with other data sources in order to create an integrated data model, cleaned, enriched, scalable, and ready to do a model that in this case will be a propensity model that will go and define based on a function target that will be decided by the business, because they know exactly what are all the signals and the indicators, the data that will increase the prediction for a single record to buy it, will basically define this target function, and from there, ELAI will define and do all the job. We'll produce the model, we'll backtest the model, you will see, we'll be able to see it, how does it work, and we'll put in production with a small sample, and later can scale on and go wild with all the others to basically predict for each one of them, for each record that you have, what is the best product to be cross-sell at that customer.
Okay. Is this focused on sales, or can this be focused on support, or where does this live?
So basically, what we want to do is democratize predictive AI. Okay. So when you think about decision.
Predictive AI in particular.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
It's all about AI predictive models. When you think about companies, they make decision across all the function that they have, right? You have decision in HR. You want to potentially think about what is the attrition risk for each employee. You want to think about, okay, what is the learning plan, the development plan, the potential of each individual. You have a lot of key questions that ideally should be answered with data-driven supporting data. So technically, you can build predictive models to respond and support the decision-making process across all these functions. You can also think about, obviously, forecasting, pricing, all the CRM use cases. You can think about predictive maintenance in manufacturing. You can think about
okay.
supply chain. At the end, what we are democratizing is the way company will build predictive models. And why democratizing? Today, the process is very heavy, it's manual. So companies struggle with data readiness. Obviously, data are not integrated, are not clean, needs to be enriched. That one is the first roadblock. But after, also when you have a very integrated, clean, and scalable data model, the problem remains because there are a lot of manual activities that needs to be done, in order to put together all these different data set, building and prepared what is afterwards needed to create a predictive model. So this is what ELAI will scale by automating all these manual activities that usually take between 6 and 9 months to do one predictive model.
Okay.
ELAI will do it in hours.
Okay. Interesting.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, give me the two timelines again, because I feel like the numbers that are in my head can't possibly be right. Say it again.
So
it
there
normally
are
takes
2 numbers.
Okay.
The numbers are that ELAI will do the end-to-end work that usually is needed from data integration, data cleaning, data enrichment, and putting together a predictive model in production in 4 hours.
4 hours.
Versus the 6-9 months
Okay.
for an average complexity models.
I mean, those were the numbers I thought I heard.
These are the numbers.
I mean, that is a significant change in behavior.
Massive.
Yeah. Because most information, when you're dealing with data, right, most information by the time it's 6 to 9 months old is irrelevant. Right? I mean, especially if you're trying to be predictive, because things happen in that time. It would be real, and you're not going to, every time you integrate new stuff into it, it's going to start extending out and extending out again.
Look, I work at Salesforce in the last 6 years. I was the global business development officer, and unfortunately, all customers struggles with data readiness. But why? Because it's not that they are doing something wrong, because the data change continuously, evolves. And if you don't have, an API-based approach that is scalable, is sustainable, it will become difficult to maintain, readiness across all your data set.
Yeah.
So
but you've also got stuff stored in OneDrive, and you've got PDFs that are coming in from who knows who, and
correct.
This department created an Excel spreadsheet that does this. There's no way for a human being, for a group of human beings, to stay consistent.
I will tell you even more, but let's assume that the data integration, that is the basics, is solved because the company did the right job, they have an API-based approach, everything is together, fine. But what about data cleaning? What about the accuracy, the quality of the data?
I used an example when I was talking to somebody yesterday. My former business partner worked for the Tampa Electric Company as a co-op when he was in college. And his job was to go through and deal with the data that the technicians had typed in after a repair job. He learned 2 things. The first is almost all power outages are caused by squirrels. And number 2 is that nobody knows how to spell squirrel.
So
the number of ways, he said there were at least 100 ways that people had spelled squirrel in the system, either because it was just plain wrong, or they had abbreviated it and everybody abbreviated it a different way, and they all meant the same thing, and no computer had any idea what was going on because they were all different values.
Yeah, imagine that one of the amazing things that ELAI does is to provide a data health check. So ELAI will identify all the action, all the columns, all the rows that are not correct, and will make decision, but will give you track. These are all the things that I found that doesn't look right. And you, as a user, you will be able to validate the decision that ELAI did or potentially change it. And the same things you can do when the model, the very end of the process will be done, because if you are a data scientist, so you are, an expert in the field, you can check what are the decisions that ELAI made, what algorithms, parameter that has been chosen for a model, and you can agree or not, you can change the settings of the model. You have control. It's full explainability of AI. That was another key element that guided the founder and the creator of ELAI in building this product.
Very cool. It's the thing that consumers don't quite understand about AI, is it ingests a lot of data, but it's not good at that necessarily, right? It wants to understand the data ahead of time, at least a little bit.
Correct.
And so when you give it a whole bunch of chaos, you end up with Gemini recommending Elmer's glue in pizza, right?
Yeah, you are touching another, for me, very critical point.
Yeah.
You know, in the last, let's say 2 years, company speaks a lot about AI, and they focus on Gen AI, but now they're realizing, hey, guess what? It's not really impacting the P&L, okay? 95%, if you look at McKinsey or other stats, is not of the Gen AI project are not impacting the P&L. When you think about predictive AI, the story is very different, right? The story is very different, and here is where, okay, it's about having data that are integrated, that are ready, that are rich, that will build predictive AI models,
Right.
okay? So, and the point is, okay, this is clear, but how to scale it? And so this is where we play, you know? Is an agentic AI platform that allows to really scale and make accessible to everybody the predictive AI.
Super cool.
Thank you.
I love this. People are going to want more information about this. How can they get it?
So they can reach out directly. Obviously, they can visit our website that is elaiagent.com, and you can reach me so directly on LinkedIn, and I would be very happy to walk you through a demo where you can see really how does it work. And look, I didn't believe it, okay? So I left Salesforce and I was not thinking to do anything more. But when I met the founder and he showed me the product, I said, look, if this works the way you said, I'm up.
I'm a believer. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what I did. It was April. So I've been, named CEO of the company just recently. We closed a round, so that I did directly. So leading the round of investment into the company because I'm a massive believer. What I saw, it's unique on this planet.
Nice.
So.
All right. Well, I wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you very much.
And I hope you have a great rest of the show. Thanks for
you.
coming up.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
The Tech Podcast Network's CES 2026 coverage is executive produced by Adam Barker. Technical director is Ravin Ford. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Brandy Jackson, and Beth Price. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, Scott Ertz, and Serge Velasquez. Graphic design by Vicky Gonzalez. Executive producer emeritus Todd Cochran. Award production is provided by Amrock Fab Lab. Studio equipment is provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. This has been a Tech Podcast Network production, copyright 2026.